Hello everybody, TechManPat here. Today we're gonna unbox this. It's huge. I've had to move the camera so far away to actually capture this whole box. It's particularly heavy, it's also unwieldy, but I'm gonna try and get some good shots of it. Let's see what's inside, let's see what this baby is like. It has literally been out of stock for 2 months. I've put my order in back in August. And even before then it was already pre-order anyway, and so it's finally arrived, especially after the fact that Samsung had some QA issues, some quality issues with this product, and I'm hoping that this is one of the models they sorted out. Well, one of the SKUs, I suppose. So let's get going. Let's see what the box is like. Let's see what's inside. If you're wondering what the problem with this screen was, it was in regards to it peeling away from the actual frame and light bleeding through. Some people obviously were upset because of the price of this monitor at $2,800, and some people were like, well, I've got it now and nobody else has, so I'll deal with it. But certainly if you're paying that amount, you don't want to deal with those issues. So let's have a look, let's unbox it. I'm going to move the camera around to sort of see from the top, but the box is impressive. Let's get started. Let's unbox it, let's cut it open. Oh, maybe should I use a knife? I think it's a little bit too late for that. There we go. Okay, so obviously there is going to be a bunch of information. Geez, I hope I actually opened it on the right hand side. But anyway, let's get started. I don't think I'll need the knife anymore. We have some, I guess, notes about stuff. We have, oh, the way you open the box is inside the box. Fantastic. Okay, it says 2 people, but unfortunately there is no other person to help me, so I will do it myself, I suppose. It does say to put the actual stand on first, and those little rings that light up, apparently, if you've seen some videos of this. And it also says do not handle it by the actual screen. Make sure you lift it from underneath, so not the front of it. And this is very curved and it's very large. So let's get started. This is quite a lot of stuff in here, but there's a couple of things I want to have a look at. First of all, we have a metal thing. What is this? Oh, is this? Oh, okay. Some screws, or maybe we will need a screwdriver. I do have a screwdriver on hand, but this actually looks like a... Oh, this actually looks like it should be for mounting it onto like a VESA mount, because this does, or apparently has, a VESA mount. We've got the plugs. We've got an Australian plug, which is great. It does come with a USB extension, and it comes with a display port, so no HDMI, which is fine and dandy. Fine for me. We've got the light up part. I think this is the light up part. It seems to be plasticky, and this must be it. And it's just plastic and it pulls apart. God, I hope I don't break it. Yeah, it pulls apart. God, for $2,800 you get plastic. Come on, guys. I'll put that to the side because it does say to start with that also. We've got the actual stand here. Let's get that open. It's heavy-ish. It's not the heaviest stand I've sort of held, but it is only the leg part, so maybe there's more heft to the actual, I suppose, neck of it. The corners have been put with tape, very thick tape actually, to not scratch anything, but there you have it. It's keyless or toolless. You can use a little tab here to screw that in, which is cool. And this is the neck. Okay, the neck is much heavier. It is certainly more than what that is, but I hope that this handles it well. Let's have a look how the stand, or rather the neck, looks like. Oh, we've got a lot of stuff to screw on, I think. Wow, it is white, if anybody hasn't guessed already. The back of this monitor is white. I guess the only problem that I've seen so far with videos I've watched is that the fact that the back lights up. It's really nice. It is white, but it's not like you're gonna get to see it. Most people put it against the wall. And in that regard, there is also, as you can sort of see, this little tab here to hang, how do you get it out? There you go, to hang your headphones. This giant monitor, and it's at the back. How am I supposed to reach it? In any case, whatever value I can get for these dollars I spend, right? Now, it is a VA panel. It means that it's not got the color reproduction of IPS, but that's not to say the color is bad. This is what you might call a gamer's dream, because the actual color that it reproduces is absolutely beautiful. Maybe not necessarily photorealistic, but for gaming, it is beautiful. I will be editing on it. I will be doing Photoshop work on it, so I'm hoping it's not too bad. But there you have it. There's the stand. And VA panels have gotten a lot better in the last couple of years. They've certainly improved in regards to reliability, in regards to colors, in regards to speed, and so on. So I think we might just be okay. There's screws on here. They've been taped on, and I'm gonna maybe untape them for the sake of this, but we will need a screwdriver. So it's not screwdriverless. You may need a screwdriver. I have my screwdriver too on the side. We have the back plate. Oh, we haven't got everything. This is an extra little thing to hide your cables from the side of the monitor that nobody can see, but it's there. Very thin plastic. I mean, I can imagine that the weight of this is substantial. There you go. That's nice, clean plastic, but very flimsy. Be very careful. I hope I don't step on this. As you can see, it has got a lot of curve. This is the highest point. It goes down real far to the sides, and we've got a lot of plastic to take off. I'm not gonna take all of it off. Let's get this in here. And hopefully I can do this without moving the box too much. So there is a little hook there, and you can push this down. There we go. And you will need to screw these in. So, screwdriver is absolutely necessary. I believe I will not be using a VESA mount because I have yet to find a VESA mount that is not for 55-inch TVs that can withstand this. So instead we have this to use. Okay, well that went in nicely. This one, not quite. There we go. They screw in quite well. Obviously the screws have been tested. That's probably why they were taped onto there. Okay, there we go. And there's only 4 screws, and that's it. 4 screws. We can now put this little thing around it somehow. Maybe like, one like that, and one like that. It's not really letting me get that in there. There we go. Now, let's see if I can connect them up. There we go. That wasn't too hard, but it was a bit annoying. Now, because I imagine that this thing can hold the weight of this monitor, I should be able to just lift it out. Yes, I can. And now, where am I going to put it? That is a good question. Let's do that. There it is in its giant glory. This is just the back. I am moving the camera live. It's not very smooth movement, but it's a huge monitor. There is a stand, obviously, that doesn't fit on that table. It has a very large curve. And I suppose the front is not particularly interesting because it's just black, but we'll get it connected in a moment. So, let's have a look at what kind of connections we get on the back. Looks like we have a USB extension. We've got 2 display ports, an HDMI, and a 3.5mm jack. And on the other side, all we get is a plug, a 3-prong cable for power that can be routed through the bottom of this in here. Oh fuck, this is way too big. Way too big.
Alright, let's talk specs of the Odyssey G9. We've got a 49-inch super ultra-wide QLED HDR 1000, and you might call the resolution as DQHD, so double QHD, and the resolution is 5120 times 144, so it's kind of like having 227-inch 1440p monitors side by side, and it has a 1000R, which basically means very, very curvy. It's much more curvaceous than a flat one and much more curvaceous than the standard 1800R. Apart from HDR 1000, it also has HDR 10 Plus. The dark scenes are going to be darker and whites are going to be brighter. and hopefully it all works. We'll see what happens. It also has what they call an infinity core lighting design, which is basically RGBs at the back, which nobody sees because it's against the wall and it's not bright enough for you to see anyway. It has an up to 240 Hertz refresh rate with 1 ms gray to gray, and the only thing I have to say is that you will not be able to use the full resolution at the full 240 Hz if you are not running at least a 2000 series RTX card or one of the 5700 or 5600 XT from AMD, because, well, the bandwidth on the plugs on the older graphics cards just do not have enough for you to actually push that kind of resolution and refresh rate. It also has G-Sync Premium in fact, and it can also work with AMD FreeSync, which is cool because you don't really need to have either one anymore. Both work, so that's great. It has picture-in-picture, and of course it has the ability to have a VESA mount. The aspect ratio is 32:9, and the brightness is about 420 CD for every meter squared. Finally, the sRGB coverage is 125%, and the Adobe RGB coverage is 92%. All in all, this is a spec monster on paper. Hopefully it'll perform well.
What can a man say? Big monitor, big fun. It is, some would say stupid big, I would say it's just right. It is actually very, very large. The curvature is extreme. Plugging it in wasn't too bad, but the power cable was extremely short. Very disappointed, Samsung. Could you not have it at least, I don't know, a meter? It is literally like half a meter and it cannot reach the floor, let alone to the other side where my power is. And then trying to obviously put it in behind here, you really can't with such a short cable. In any case, I had to get an extension. Shame on you, Samsung, for $2,800. Secondly, it's really wobbly, but it is obviously very big. And this the very slim looking actual stand does the job really, really well so far. I didn't have at all any trouble putting it together. It was very quick, like you saw, and I'm very impressed with the build quality so far. And honestly, yeah, I guess people could say that there has been some issues, but so far I haven't noticed anything, and I'm gonna give a full review as soon as I can, as soon as I've used it enough to be able to actually tell you what it is like to use. Thank you very much for watching this unboxing. I hope it was interesting. I don't have a wide angle camera and I just couldn't capture the sheer size of this and the box. Make sure to like and subscribe to see the full review, and if you would like to check out some of my other videos, check the description below. Actually, just check the channel. There's a lot of tech videos up there, mainly aimed at Australians. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you all in another one. Bye!